Hey everybody, welcome to the That's Okay podcast, our bi-weekly podcast where we will discuss anything and everything that we feel like.
Yeah.
Really.
Because we run this show.
we do.
We can pick whatever we want.
You know why? Because you guys aren't telling us anything. You're not giving us any ideas. So, I mean, we're going to have to do it on our own. But we'd sure love some help.
Yeah.
If you'd like to visit our that'sokaypodcast.com website, or maybe follow us on Facebook or Instagram at that'sokaypodcast.com.
No.
No.com. Whatever.
Facebook and Instagram at That's Okay Podcast. And the website is that'sokaypodcast.com.
What she said.
There you go.
And don't forget to subscribe and like. Hit the notification bell. It's down there. Hit that bell over there, and that way you'll be notified every time we upload something new.
Because you're not going to want to miss this.
You're not going to want to miss it. Maybe you do, but then you can't angrily unsubscribe if you haven't already subscribed. So today we're going to talk about food. We're going to continue on in our Faux Pas series. Just because I like saying Faux Pas.
He's fancy.
I am fancy. Kind of bougie.
Okay. That's his new word.
Bougie. We're going to discuss weird habits people have around their food, the way they eat, different types of food combinations, things people like. We're going to talk a little bit about maybe some generational stuff, maybe us old schoolers like that maybe these people have never heard of. When I say these people, I mean the millennials, of course.
These people.
Those people.
This person that I'm pointing to.
So anyway, sit back and relax. You're not going to want to miss it. And thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm Brad, and I'm part of the greatest generation, that is Gen X.
And I'm Rachel, and I'm part of the best generation that ever existed, millennials.
Best at what?
Best at everything.
Nothing.
Best at so much.
Okay.
Anything that you can think of, winner. Yeah.
Obviously, we are not going to agree, and
obviously not.
That's okay. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Bi-weekly podcast, That's Okay. We're going to talk about weird, crazy things people do with their food.
Yeah. There's all sorts of different.
Hit us up. Hit us up in the comments, too. Maybe something you like that people think is weird. Or,
gross.
Maybe you got
How
something
gross are you?
your parents or your kids did that you're just like, that's so gross. Why would you do that with your food? And let us know. Let us know, because it's always interesting to find out. So, I want to start. I've made a few notes. I always make a few notes.
We're going to run out of space in this notebook.
I'm going to start with the most obvious.
Which is, drumroll,
ketchup on everything. What? Why?
I feel like that's mostly a kid thing. Because everybody I know that used to do that as a kid have kind of, as they've gotten older, not done that so much. So I don't know. I mean,
I hope she's right, but I don't know some any grown adults that do put ketchup on it.
Oh well, I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I don't really like ketchup anyway.
Really? I mean, ketchup is fabulous.
I like.
It needs to know its lane, though.
Weird
it needs to stay in its lane.
Right. A weird combination, which I started doing because of my mother, is putting pepper in my ketchup. So I'll eat ketchup like that. So if I have fries, then I'll put pepper in it. Otherwise, it doesn't really sound good.
Yeah, my mother-in-law does that. I mean,
really?
It's fine, I guess.
I like it.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I like ketchup in its natural form.
Maybe it's the sweetness.
It's a tomato.
Maybe it's the sweetness. Maybe I like spicy better.
I like spicy too. But you know what? The spicy ketchup at Whataburger is fantastic.
I've never had it.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't even know her anymore. So.
Oh no, I don't go to Whataburger enough. Anyway, but I don't really get sauces anyway. I'm not a sauce person.
So ketchup and French fries go together. They're peanut butter and jelly of the fried world.
But I mean, French fries are just good by themselves too.
Yeah, they are, but they're so much better with ketchup.
I mean,
some people put mustard on their French fries.
I'm not some people.
Are you one of those people? I don't know. You're weird. But you know, people will order a perfectly fine steak and slather it in ketchup.
What?
Why?
I've never heard that.
If I was working at a steak restaurant and I'd made this great steak and sent it out to your table and you put ketchup on it, I would come out and slap you.
Kicked out.
And then, then I'd remember. First, I'm going to slap them, and then I'm going to throw them out.
Man, I've never heard of that. Maybe on chicken fried steak. I've never heard somebody
That's the worst.
On legit steak.
No, why would you put it on chicken fried steak? That's even worse.
Well, I mean, so sometimes at home I've done that because I didn't have gravy.
Aha! See, you've hit a weird one. I know people that actually get chicken fried steak with cream gravy and then put ketchup all over it and mix the gravy and the ketchup and eat it.
That sounds
gross.
Horrible.
What happened to them in their life?
I know. What trauma in your childhood led you to something like that? Yikes.
I don't understand.
Not.
People put it on eggs.
I've heard of that.
That's gross.
Yeah, I don't. None of it sounds appealing to me because I don't really like
I could understand picante sauce on eggs because you want the spice.
I don't like picante either. Picante. He's fancy. Picante. I'm picante sauce. No, I don't.
Are you a pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
There you go.
I'm not a pecan.
What are you, crow?
Pecan. Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Just so we all know.
Yeah.
There's a few words I have that have some strong accents in them. You know, no big deal.
And me, I have no accent, as you can tell.
He's basic.
Anyway. So, yeah, ketchup on everything. That's, I mean, I can almost forgive it like on chicken fingers, I guess. If you didn't have barbecue sauce.
Like chicken nuggets. I mean, hey, there's some like basic stuff like fries and stuff.
I'm not doing that on chicken nuggets either. They give you a choice when you get chicken nuggets. You know that, right?
I say no to everything. I don't want any sauces. It's just, we're playing Jane over here.
Part of life. Anyway, so the other one is ranch.
That's.
I don't know when it started. I want to say somewhere in the mid 80s, probably. Really? Is when the ranch craze started.
I
don't remember ranch being that popular till I was probably in high school.
What?
Which was later 80s, mid to late 80s. I don't remember ranch being that. I mean, I've had pizza plenty of times before and never seen anybody put ranch on it till I got to that late 80s phase. But now people put ranch on like everything.
Yeah, no thanks. After that ranch soda, I think I'm out for ranch for a while. But I mean, like I think I mentioned in a previous episode about I like pizza crusts with like at Boss's with their spicy ranch, their Red River Ranch that they have. That's like the only time I'll ever use, right? And it's spicy. It's like kicking in the teeth spicy. And just a little bit of the crust. Just a little bit. That's it. Not a lot. I'm not slathering it on.
Yeah, no, I've seen people literally take the ranch and just put it all over the pizza.
My mom does that sometimes. I know. I don't know what it is. Some people just like it.
They like the ranch.
I mean, maybe
chips and ranch. They'll use it like a dip. I mean, I guess it's,
aren't there ranch chips?
Yeah, there are ranch chips.
So I mean, I guess
I never thought of ranch as a dip. I thought of it as a salad dressing.
But it's like a seasoning too. People use it as like a ranch.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's all sorts of.
But I mean, people get crazy with ranch.
We're just totally confused by just two things so far.
Well, I say that, yet ranch. There's a Mexican restaurant around here called Chewy's, and they make a jalapeno ranch dip. But it's actually designed.
Is it a jalapeno ranch? I thought it was just creamy jalapeno. What it was called.
Well, but it's really like ranch with jalapeno in it. That's what it is. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
but it's designed to be a dip.
Well, so I go to Chewy's and because I make tamales, I'll go to Chewy's and get their sauces. So that jalapeno ranch or the whatever
creamy jalapeno you would like to call
mixed with the boom boom sauce on tamales. just, you died and gone to heaven.
Which is crazy because she's not a sauce girl.
So straight up. But on tamales, delicious. So good. It's so yummy. But maybe it's the boom boom sauce because it's so spicy. Maybe that's what it is. Because I like cooling. That. So spicy. I don't know. Well, we've established I like spicy stuff already within the first few minutes.
So yeah, those I think are the two that you see probably are the most common.
Yeah.
People do. So tell me, what do you think? What have you seen that you just thought, what in the world is that person doing?
Pickles, just in general. Pickles all the time. Like I know people that'll just drink straight pickle juice.
Yeah.
Ugh. Or just pickles on everything and anything. I mean, I like pickles, and sometimes I'll eat just like a dill pickle, but
yeah,
oh no.
That's another thing that was, I think, maybe my eyes were opened in the late 80s, because that's another thing that I remember seeing. Well, it's because you were old enough
to be more aware, maybe.
Maybe so, because I remember, I never thought much of pickles other than they go on a hamburger, But then I walk around and see people with like a pickle and they're just eating it.
See, I'll do that. That sounds good. But not all the time, for sure.
And I look at them because every time I see those for sale, because they're like this big, it's like a cucumber, the full size thing there.
Right.
And it's not like the small ones that we're used to seeing. And they sell them and you look at, and they're in a jar. I imagine, I don't know why I'm flashing back to like a skating rink. And like this jar of pickles, and literally like the 16-year-old kid back there who's picking his nose, then pulling this big pickle out of this jar and handing it to you. See, it seems gross to me.
That grossness about nasty kids sticking their hands in there, that's what I think of when I think of like chocolate fountains and stuff.
Oh, yeah, chocolate fountains.
Gross. Because I remember I went to Golden Corral one time, and there was this kid standing there just...
You just said Golden Corral. Golden Corral. Now, they have great rolls.
Oh, yeah.
They're really good. But that is...
That thing, that's a faux pas. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done the chocolate fountain.
No.
That just opens up a whole world of gross.
Not at Golden Corral, at least.
Just in general.
I think they're okay like at a wedding. Because people are more couth, I think. They're on best behavior.
I mean, is it a drinking wedding? Because
good point. But most people
are there kids allowed at the wedding?
Most people at a wedding will stick to using the little.
But it's the kids though, specifically because they're just like on a sugar rush and just.
Yeah.
Either way, that's not whatever. Anyway, so pickles.
Pickles. That's your
gross.
Yeah, interesting. I always think of weird things I've seen people do and strange things. I have and I know there's a lot of people who do this. So you might be one of these people that cannot let their foods touch on a plate. Have you seen that? Is that like an OCD thing?
Yes.
I mean, because I consider myself fairly OCD.
It's a monk thing.
Oh, that's the TV show you're talking about.
Yeah, not like,
I've never seen that. I hear it's great, but...
What?
No, I haven't seen it. But... I had my brother was literally that way when he was younger.
Yeah.
He didn't want his food to touch.
See, maybe some of this is like younger and as you grow older. Because I know a lot of people when I was a kid that felt that way too. And were super picky. And now they don't really care.
Well, I think there's still some adults that probably don't like that.
Oh, I'm sure, 100%. But I'm just saying.
I don't care. Just mix it all up.
That's me.
Shovel it in.
All in a bowl.
Doesn't matter. I can use a bowl for anything.
Yeah. Me too. So great.
Love them. So, but, and then another really strange one. I had a friend growing up, and I believe she still has some of these tendencies. She wouldn't eat anything white. Nothing. Eggs? No. Mayonnaise? No. Sour cream? No. Whipped cream? None of that.
Weird.
It was white. She wouldn't eat it. Strange.
That is very strange.
What causes that?
Trauma? Something
There's some
terrible.
sort of psychological thing in there. We won't explore on this because honestly we really don't care enough to worry much about it. But there's she might. She is a psychology person.
She's
one of those.
Yeah.
She's
A
analyzing
lot of
me
people
right
say
now.
that, actually. I'm like, yeah, I have a bachelor's in psychology. Oh my gosh, stay away. One of those. That's happened so many times.
I'm sure.
I'm sure. And then they get to know you and they're like, oh, and then definitely stay away.
Marshmallows. Won't eat them.
Oh, weird.
Well, they're white.
I knew somebody that only ate like beige type foods, like rice, chicken, like bread, like, just basic staples. I've never really had a strawberry or oranges or fruit like that. Isn't that weird? I think that's
very weird. They probably,
but it's not like
it's a similar thing.
Specifically only liked it because like it was like an OCD thing. It was like they've never tried it. So I guess it's more of just exploring. I don't know.
That's
weird.
Strange.
It's not like that anymore, but it definitely was at one point, and it was thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking.
Yes.
Speaking of thought-provoking, stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the generational foods, and we're going to talk about weird food combinations. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So let's talk about weird food combinations.
Weird.
I'm going to throw you on the spot. What do you think is one of the weirdest combinations you've seen?
The weirdest combinations? I mean, there's so many. Like, crazy different ones.
Are you stalling?
No, I'm not stalling. I looked up some earlier, and it said that fries and Frosties were a really weird combination. I find that delicious, but apparently other people think that that's really weird.
I have French fries and Frosty as a weird food combination.
It's tasty.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, it's not like all the fries, but it's definitely yummy.
It's not.
It's that sweet and salty thing. That's the whole, like, people think that putting candy in your popcorn is kind of weird too, but it's just a sweet, salty mix. And I'm sure a lot of the combinations that, may be weird is that.
It's like M&M's on a pizza.
That only happened in Princess Diaries. I don't know if that happened in real life.
Let's hope it didn't.
I mean, she got the guy, so I don't know.
Was it worth it?
They didn't end up together, so
no. That's a no, obviously. Obviously not. So, and the French fry and the Frosty thing, it doesn't appeal to me so much. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, it doesn't sound terrible, but it doesn't sound good. Another one that people think is weird, but I think is pretty good, is PB&J peanut butter and jelly, for those who aren't up on the lingo.
Hip lingo.
The hip peanut butter lingo is take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you take your potato chips, preferably the ruffly kind, and put them right on the sandwich.
Preferably ruffled, because you get in all the crevices.
They got the better texture, and they stand up to the jelly and the peanut butter better than the little limp, crispy ones. So, you put those on the sandwich and eat it together. That's the salt and sweet thing, too.
I've heard of that. Is that something you've tried?
Absolutely.
You like that?
Yeah, it's good.
I don't want my sandwich like that to crunch. I don't want my peanut butter and jelly sandwich to crunch. That sounds like something's wrong.
When it comes to adding something to a sandwich, I'm all for it as long as, they're something you would normally eat together anyway. I
mean, I wouldn't eat that together.
You wouldn't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a side of
I don't really eat potato chips.
Oh, well, that's
weird.
Why. So, one of my friends taught me this little trick. Mm-hmm. If he would get a hamburger and he'd take his fries, he'd take half of the fries, pull the bun off, and stick the French fries on the hamburger. And then add the ketchup.
On the burger?
Delicious.
It sounds good. Like, I feel like I've seen that before.
I feel like it's just more efficient.
Yeah, less trips to the mouth when it's all together.
Really? I mean, when efficiency is key.
I mean, I guess if you're in such a hurry, you got to pile it all together.
Yeah, whatever. It's delicious. It's a good way to do that.
I mean, hey. So that makes sense then with your chips and peanut butter.
Yeah, chips and peanut butter. As long as, like I say, as long as you would eat them together normally, I think it's okay.
Yeah. So recently, a weird combination, one of my girlfriends told me about this, is to have Cheetos, crunchy Cheetos, and peanut butter together.
That sounds terrible.
It does sound so bad, but I tried it and it was really good. It tastes like those orange peanut butter crackers that you can get.
Yeah, I
tastes
like those.
Exactly like that. Exactly like
How
that.
do you eat that, though? Do you just dip it in the peanut butter?
Yeah.
Then you ruin the peanut butter for anybody else.
You could get the little cups, or just take a knife and spread a little bit on your...
The little cups.
Or just...
I'm not a millionaire. I have to buy it in the gallon jugs.
Get them at Dollar Tree.
Never been there.
What?
I don't know. I've probably.
Oh my goodness. Just take a spoonful out. God, what are you, an animal?
Just saying. Don't be dipping your Cheetos in my peanut butter. Eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich later going, what is weird is this?
That's a weird combination. Cheese and peanut butter.
Yeah, not good.
Delicious.
So let me ask you this. If you wanted to have a bowl of cereal in the morning, you get out, you get your bowl ready, you got your cereal in there. Here's something weird. Some people will pour their milk in first and then the cereal.
Those people are animals.
Terrible. Horrible people. But you get it out, you got your cereal in there, and you go and you grab your milk, and it's empty. Would you then proceed to move to the next breakfast liquid, which is orange juice, and put your orange juice in your cereal?
No, I'd eat it dry. I'd rather eat it dry than put orange juice in my cereal. Some
people think that orange juice in your cereal is, I mean, I can see if you're looking, once again, the efficiency part of that, but
I can't think of a good cereal that would. I mean, maybe like one of the super fruity ones I could see, maybe like the Captain Crunch berries, maybe.
Those are good.
Like something that's already in that family. But like Raisin Bran and orange juice, or like the little frosted wheat, no.
Frosted mini wheats?
And orange juice?
No, I don't want to put orange juice in them. I don't really even drink orange juice, so.
I drink orange juice when it has champagne in it.
Vodka, whatever.
There you go. Woo!
Yeah. No.
And if you haven't seen our Battle Shots episode, please watch.
So the OJ in the cereal. Some people like to do that. Another one, and I've heard of this sandwich wise, peanut butter and pickle sandwich.
I mean, were they pregnant?
I don't know.
Because that seems like a pregnant food.
It does feel like a pregnant food.
I don't know.
Hey, if you eat the peanut butter and pickle sandwich, let us know.
Are you pregnant?
If you're pregnant. But let us know, because you know what? We'll send you some pickle cotton candy.
Yes.
And try a pickle cotton candy peanut butter sandwich, and then let us know.
Ugh.
Sounds awful.
Ugh.
You never know.
No, I do know. It's probably gross. I mean, I'm just going to speculate. I don't really know, but it sounds disgusting.
It sounds bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, peanut butter pickle sandwiches. You know, there was another thing. People eat mayonnaise and tomato sandwiches.
That sounds horrible.
That's terrible.
Ugh. Mayonnaise, anything is horrible.
Did you ever grow up eating a cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just a bread and butter sandwich.
Bread and butter. That's just bread and butter. That's not a sandwich.
No, but to make it as a sandwich, that's some poor folk snacks right there.
That's what it is. I mean, I have to assume that's where the cheese came from. You get your government cheese, you get your government butter, and you get your bread, and that's your sandwich.
I would get that at the daycares that I was at when I was real little. Yeah. That's where your snack. You'd have cheese on it or not.
You got your dairy.
Yeah.
You know, it's
whole grains. Your requirements. You have to have 2 of those.
Yeah.
For daycare.
There's nothing wrong with that. I ate plenty of cheese sandwiches growing up.
It doesn't sound good.
Well, but you have to put the butter on it.
Still doesn't sound good. I mean, maybe like melted. Melted.
Because
it could
the
be
only difference is it's not pan fried, and then because then it would be a grilled cheese. I like grilled cheese.
I do. Maybe it sounds so much better if it's like melty than just like cold cheese and
cold
butter.
slab of cheese. But I would eat it that way. That's fine.
Or you could heat it. Just pop it in the oven a little bit if you don't want to like do it. You got it.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
You know, another weird combination: fruit and salt. So, like my parents growing up, and I'm sure a lot of people did this. Mm-hmm. You get your watermelon or your cantaloupe or any of that, and you put a little salt on it.
I know a lot of people who do that. Not me.
I don't do that.
But a lot of people do. Maybe it's the sweet and salty. That's what this is. a lot of these are that sweet and salty mix.
And then, okay, now this is, I'm going to get in trouble.
Get in trouble. Okay.
All
right, y'all. Sit back and relax. Tea's coming.
Ridiculous. But, boy, my family seems to love it. My wife in particular.
Uh-oh.
She likes to get those chicken in a biscuit crackers. First of all, what the hell are those things?
Delicious.
I have no idea.
Little bits of salty heaven.
And then
they're very messy.
She gets the spray cheese.
Yum! It's
a little
so
aerosol
good.
Can of cheese because
so good.
Who doesn't want cheese in an aerosol can?
It's delicious.
And she squirts it
spray
on it
cheese
and
is
just
delicious.
eats them.
Yes.
Ugh.
I'm there. I'm here for that.
So bad.
It's so good.
No.
Yes, it is. It's so good.
No.
All right, we're going to have to take a break. I'm going to go to the store.
No. Do you eat spray cheese?
Yes.
Do you eat chicken and a biscuit cracker?
Yes.
Do you eat them together?
Do it. I promise you, it's delicious. It is like, like the best kind of junk food. Junk it up.
Horrible.
It's so good.
I tried it. I have tried it. I don't.
Well, there you go.
I don't need
You
it.
tried. You tried.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, you should, because...
Tell us about your weird combinations. Drop them in the comments below. So, generational. I had some generational stuff.
Yeah.
This is some stuff that millennials probably have never heard of.
I disagree.
Or thinks weird.
I mean, yes, weird. But
you ever put peanuts in your Pepsi?
I hadn't heard about that. Or Coke.
Coke.
I'd never heard about that. Apparently, it's something that people in our family do that I did not know about.
It was real popular, I guess, in the, 50s.
Like in general?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just,
a
weird family
thing. This was pretty common.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? What does it do?
Salty and the sweet. It all comes back
Other
to the
than
sweet
that,
and
I mean,
salty.
does it like, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because I mean, you know how if you eat ice cream and you have like a soda, you kind of get that like fuzzy feel. You know what I'm talking about? Apparently no.
Fuzzy feeling? Listen, if it's fuzzy, throw it away. Ice cream is not supposed to be fuzzy. No, like it's like a
bubbly, like it makes the carbonation extra because you got the cold ice cream. Have you ever had like a float? What's wrong with you? Am I crazy?
The only fuzzy thing I can think of is after you've eaten too many Pringles. And it feels like you're wearing a sweater on your teeth.
I get that feeling when I drink Coca-Cola.
Oh.
That's why I don't drink Coke.
Horrible.
Because of that.
Hate that
specifically
feeling.
I'll choose Pepsi over Coke
like
because
I got
of
a cardigan right in here on my teeth.
Yeah, just a little bit. Keep your teeth warm.
But yeah, no, I don't. No.
No.
Peanuts and a Pepsi.
But I didn't know if it did anything.
Those are the same.
Like candies, the peanuts a little bit.
No, I think these are the same weirdos who eat boiled peanuts.
Ah,
disgusting.
They're so good. They taste like olives. If you like black olives, you'll like boiled peanuts.
Just eat a black olive
or boiled peanuts. They're so good.
Don't eat a boiled peanut.
They're so.
They taste like squishy peas.
They're not squishy.
They're definitely squishy.
Mm-mm. Then you need to throw them out. They shouldn't be that. They shouldn't be like mush. It's still got a bite to it.
So terrible.
They're so good. Don't listen to him. For real though, if you like olives, you'll like these because they're really good. But they take work because obviously you have to shell the peanuts. The peanuts are a little, the shells are a little squishy. Maybe
that's something else I'm opposed to.
Work.
Food that takes work.
But if anything, it slows you down so you're not just gobbling it up like an animal. So you actually eat like a normal person and pace yourself, which apparently I eat really fast. So that's helpful.
I know I do.
And
I was a flight attendant. You had just a few minutes to eat anything.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
But yeah, no, like crab legs, they're tasty, but that's a lot too much work.
Yeah, oh yeah. Get it.
Quail? No.
Quail?
No.
Never even had quail.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's way too much work.
That's why you gotta have it pre-done. Like with edamame, I'll buy shelled edamame because I don't want to take the time to shell it. Like just get it already done. So I see that.
Yeah, I don't like food that takes a lot of work.
But it's, just a little munching food. You got to try it. You can get them at the store.
Here's another generational thing. Because I don't know anybody that's over, I don't know anybody that's under like 40 that would do this. But my dad does this. And I know your dad does this.
Uh-oh.
Get a big old slice of cheddar cheese and put it on top of a piece of apple pie.
And my mom. Both my parents. I keep hearing that it's amazing. I really want to try it now. I mean, do you melt the cheese? Is it melty or is it just like...
My dad will take the cheese. He'll put it on the apple pie, throw the apple pie in the microwave. There's a few minutes to get so that the cheese slice will kind of melt over the side a little bit.
I mean, I like cheese.
I like cheese.
I wonder if it's the only thing that puts it off a little bit is the spice in the apple pie. Because I know, like, I'll eat, like, fresh fruit and cheese, like, fancy cheeses and crackers and stuff like that. And, just have, like, a little plate of that. So I'll eat apples and cheddar and different cheese. Maybe that's
it.
Maybe, but it's just like the apple pie spice that seems a little
funky,
wonky in there. And the crust would be like a cracker.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I'm rationalizing this.
And some cheddar cheese.
That'd be nice. That
great.
Sounds good. We should try it.
We should. No.
I'm down.
Another one that your mom does is the cornbread and the milk.
Yeah, cornbread and milk. Yeah. And it's pretty good.
She doesn't use the jalapeno cornbread in the milk, does she?
No.
Sounds gross.
She's not a spicy person. But
is it at least sweet cornbread?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sweet cornbread. I mean, I would try that. It's just going to be mush. Basically, it's sweet mush.
Sounds good.
It doesn't sound any worse than grits to me.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like
cream of wheat.
It's not like a big glass of milk and just a little sprinkling of cornbread. It's like it's just like
cram it down in there. That looks terrible.
Yeah,
disregard that. Anyway, it to me it sounds like a cream of wheat or which is just mush.
I mean, it's good. It's just like
sweet cream of nothing.
Pretty good. I like it. I mean, I've had it before. I know something else that we do that's apparently a little weird that some people have never heard of is butter and sugar in your rice. Apparently that's a weird thing. That's something we do at our house. I mean, my dad doesn't like it, but that's something that we do.
People put butter and sugar in grits.
That seems weird to me. Aren't grits like corn?
Yeah.
Aren't they like a ground corn?
I don't know. Like, ground hominy? I don't know.
Oh, it is hominy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. It's in the corn family.
I like hominy.
Yeah.
I don't like grits. Unless you put a lot of butter and sugar on it.
They're like cheesy. The cheesy grits are good.
Ooh, cheesy grits are good.
Cheese makes everything better.
Except for apple pie.
Maybe. We don't know.
We haven't tried it. Dang. Man, I'd hate to be wrong on that.
Well,
because you know what goes with apple pie? Vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah, you know.
That's what. Why would you get cheese if you could have vanilla ice cream?
Because what if you're out of ice cream? And it's the sweet and salty thing. Bro.
I don't know.
We're open to the pie and cheese. We're not open to the pickles and peanut butter.
No.
So, I mean, progress.
That's right.
I know that there's something else generational, and your family does it a little bit different than our family does it. It's our peanut butter and syrup.
Yes.
So we do peanut butter and specifically blackburn syrup. Yeah. Just that, only that, and a little extra syrup than peanut butter. Mix it together, put it on bread. Amazing. Best dessert ever.
Yeah. Growing up, if we had a fresh loaf of bread, my mom would go to the store and give us fresh white bread. And it was real soft, when it's just really good. That was my dad's favorite thing to do is he'd make peanut butter and syrup. He didn't use the blackburn syrup. Blackburn syrup was more your sopapilla syrup. He used
delicious sopapilla.
He would use Cairo, dark corn syrup. Mm-hmm. And so, but I guess the biggest difference is my dad would get the bowl and he'd get a big old scoop of butter. Mm-hmm. Just regular butter.
Scoop!
Oh, yeah. Throw it in there. And then he'd take couple big scoops of peanut butter, and then he'd pour that Cairo all over it and just stir it up. And then slather it on that bread. And it was so good.
I've never had it like that. We'll have to try it.
It's really good.
I feel like Blackburn maybe was specific to us because there's like a legend, I guess, in our family or whatever it was that someone in our family invented it and then sold it to the like Blackburn company, like the people, which then marketed it out to everybody. So I feel like maybe that's why we're biased to it because it's a family recipe. Maybe.
Well, you know, Blackburn, they're out in where? Jefferson, Texas.
Yeah.
You're from Mississippi.
Well, the family. Well, we went to their like outlet store and they had that story like in a newspaper thing on the wall there.
Really?
It didn't specifically mention the family member, but it did mention that it was purchased. The recipe was purchased from someone who lived in Mississippi.
Interesting.
I'm fairly certain. And I was like, hey, maybe this legend is true.
Maybe it is.
I don't know.
And that's why you only eat Blackburn syrup.
I mean, any kind of syrup's good, but we're always biased to that.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Peanut butter syrup is fantastic. Another thing, and I think this comes from, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it comes from just my parents, you know, your parents, that age group, kind of having their folks coming through Great Depression and living through all that sort of stuff. But Spam, my dad likes Spam.
So does my dad.
Make a sandwich with it.
Yeah. Doesn't sound good.
It's super salty. And I know it's very popular, like in the Asian cultures or whatever.
People eat a lot of Spam and eggs too. Like chopping it up and I guess mixing it. I don't know. It's been such a long time since I had Spam.
I know if you go to Hawaii, you can get Spam at McDonald's.
Really?
They serve it at McDonald's.
Wow, I guess it's real popular.
So
maybe I'll have to give that a try again.
Yeah.
I feel like, because like you said, it's really salty. I feel like maybe chopping it up and cooking it with beans.
Eggs or something.
I was going to say beans.
Yeah, beans.
Because it could season it up instead of like a ham bone.
Put them in ranch style beans.
Oh, I mean like cooking them from scratch. Not like ranch.
Pinto beans.
Another weird combination that we do is just, and that could go to the, you know, Great Depression and poor times, is mixing ranch style beans and ground beef.
Yeah.
Like hamburger meat.
Hamburger meat, very popular.
And that was it. That's dinner. That and some cornbread. Right. Sometimes put some cheese in it. That's all you're having. And it's delicious. It's so good. I mean, and it's super simple and it's cheap. And I feel like a lot of generational things is cheap.
Yeah, definitely cheap.
Because
we grew up on ranch style beans because they were based here in Fort Worth.
So good.
Amazing.
They're so good.
And they sold, but whatever.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm learning all kinds of new things.
Matter of fact, one of the there's a big building right down at 281 and 35, kind of that whole split area. I think it's a brewery now, or maybe a distillery, but it used to be the ranch style bean building.
Really?
Another one, Vienna sausages.
Ugh.
I feel like that's an older generational thing too. Who doesn't like mushy meat? I don't either. They're terrible. I remember, and then, you know.
It's the smell that gets me. Open up that can and I'm like.
The smell? It's not the congealed goo all along the top of them that grosses you out. Oh yeah,
that's gross. That's gross too, but smelling it, I'm like, I cannot. It's so gross.
And I remember in the 80s when they tried to make them cool.
Because
they made like Vienna sausage and pizza sauce. Or Vienna sausage and barbecue sauce. Yeah, you can still buy the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like that would be
pizza sauce ones.
Thank God. I'm glad that killed.
It was awful.
Oh.
Yeah. But I remember my dad, man, he loves Vienna sausage. He'd make Vienna sausage sandwiches.
What is this?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm so glad that food has evolved from that. I mean, I know you can still buy them, but thank you. Or sardines. I know so many people that just eat sardines right out of the can. That sounds gross to me.
I got a buddy.
It's the bones that I'm like, ugh.
I got a buddy of mine that ate them right out of the can. He put Tabasco on them.
Okay. I mean, it's got a lot of protein and omega-3, and they're apparently good for you. But I just can't get over the bones.
No.
Why would I want to eat bones?
That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a no.
No. And this fell under, I was going to point out some of the gross foods. But this actually still falls under family and maybe
God, why are we so
it
weird?
may be generational.
What's wrong with our family?
Nothing. So
Why are y'all
and
like
once
this?
again, this comes back to being with our parents coming through, what they did and not having the money. So obviously anything that was like a casserole was very popular in the 70s.
And popular now.
Yeah.
Love casseroles.
Casseroles were real popular. Anything with hamburger meat, obviously super popular because hamburger meat was inexpensive. It seems kind of expensive
and
now.
casseroles too, because you can stretch.
Yeah,
like
you
we
stretch
make
and
like
stuff.
chicken pies and casseroles out of leftovers.
Yeah.
So you're just and it's not like you have that leftoverness because it's making a whole new dish out of it.
All right.
So it's just stretching that food even farther instead of garbage, which goes to the
I think
thing.
that generation really got creative with those types of ingredients that were less expensive. Because I know my mom is a fabulous cook. Man,
Shout out to you.
She can cook. Best gravy, biscuits and gravy. Oh, some people think that's weird. They're wrong.
Delish.
So good. But I mean, it's so good. She's a great cook, but she had to get creative, obviously, to feed the family with the two boys, my brother and I.
Ugh.
And so and boys, we grow up and eat.
They eat so much.
So she had to be creative. So she would make these things called Barbie cups.
It sounds cute.
Well, that sounds cute. You know what? My family loves them. I do not love them. I think they're
What are they?
horrible.
Are they
They
made from melted Barbies?
No. And, I'm going to describe this to you, and you're going to think, well, that sounds pretty good. It's not. So she would get biscuits, canned biscuits,
Okay.
and she would take like a small cupcake pan or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you mash the biscuit down in there,
Gotcha.
and then you get ground beef. You fry it up, round it up, and you pour barbecue sauce all in it, mix it up, and then you kind of make a little ball out of it, stick it in that biscuit, and then you get some cheese or whatever and sprinkle on the top, throw it in the oven.
Okay.
And when they come out, you have a Barbie cup.
What's so bad about them?
They're horrible. I do not like them.
Why? You
I
don't
don't
like
like
barbecue
the.
sauce?
I like barbecue sauce. I like hamburger meat. I like biscuits, and I like cheese. But you can
Maybe it's the sweet, the tang, and the salt. That
I don't know what it is. I never did like those. Did not like barbecue.
maybe you
cups.
should try and reinvent them in a yummy way. Maybe it's. I feel like it would be the tang.
It may have been the barbecue sauce she used. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, Barbie cups. Not a fan of those.
Try and make them. Let us know what you think.
Okay, now this one is weird.
Okay.
This is straight up weird. I'm looking at you, Dad.
Oh. I was like,
So-
do I do it? I don't know.
And this is one of my dad's favorite things. He would get the canned tamales.
Yeah, I know people that eat those too.
So bad.
You know who you are.
So bad. He'd get the canned tamales, get a skillet, and he would dump the tamales in the skillet. Then he'd get a can of pork and beans. He'd take the pork and beans and dump those in the skillet. And it was like the pork and beans were the chili sauce or something for these tamales.
They're in a sauce too.
Oh, he loves it. It's
That's
so
really
gross.
funny. I know people that'll just eat them out of the can.
Oh, they're mushy and greasy, and they're just not good. Cheap, I guess. I don't know. I haven't priced canned tamales. I know if you buy fresh tamales, they are expensive. But there's a lot of work that goes into them. I get it.
That's why you got to make them yourself because it's significantly cheaper. But if you're not good at it, buy them
Yeah.
because it is a lot of work.
But
And
yeah,
that's work for your food that you don't want to do.
but that's a weird food that I grew up.
That's
My dad
so
loved
funny.
It. Yeah,
That's
it wasn't
really
funny for me. I was that kid that got in trouble because I was a smart
Like,
ass.
why y'all gross?
They're like, you don't clean your plate. There's kids starving in China. I'd be like, I'd wait 5 minutes and be, hey, Dad, how much is postage to China?
Because they could really want it.
They need some tamales and pork and beans.
I feel like they would send it back, but you
They
know,
probably would. Return postage. Yeah.
man.
So, yeah, those are
There's all sorts
some
of weird
weird
ones.
stuff. Gross foods. What food do you look at and just go, that's gross?
Mayonnaise and cucumber. Separately, but gross.
What do you have against cucumber?
I just don't like it. It just, like, I guess, it reminds me of lotion, which is the weirdest thing, because I don't know, like, because there's cucumber melon, lotion. Everything. Cucumber lotion, everything. That's so when true. I eat it and, like, taste it, I'm just like, I feel like I'm eating lotion, and that's gross. So
which came first, the cucumber or the lotion?
Right? But cucumber. I like pickles. But it's just, pickles. I don't know. And it's not like my tastes have evolved. I've just never liked cucumbers. And the same for mayonnaise. I
don't like mayonnaise.
I don't either.
I mean, I can tolerate it.
No.
On like a turkey sandwich.
If I can taste it, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I would rather it be dry than have mayonnaise. But like if you take, like I've put mayonnaise on chicken and when you bread it or whatever and then cook it and that's different. Use it as
a binder. That is different.
Yeah, exactly. Or like tuna fish or potato salad or whatever, as long as I can't taste it. So if there's something else, so like in those it'd be mustard as well, and just make sure that the mustard is more flavor-wise than the mayonnaise, just enough to hold it together.
I think I can do
Miracle Whip better than mayo.
Can't tell the difference. It's not as strong. I can deal with mayonnaise on a hamburger because I think all the other flavors overpower it, so it doesn't hit me as hard. But I really, because like if you go to like, a lot of places they'll put ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise on your burger, all of them, and I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me so much. But in general, I don't. I'm a mustard guy.
Me too.
I like my potato salad made with mustard. It's good.
Yeah, me too.
So one thing I think is gross that people love: deviled eggs.
They're good.
So gross.
I had these smoked salmon deviled eggs not that long ago. They were amazing. Best deviled eggs I've ever had. And I know that sounds really gross, but it was, and I was really hesitant to try them, but they were amazing. It didn't taste like egg, like what you would normally have.
They would have to quarantine the whole back half of my house off if I ate anything like that. You're getting the fish.
Oh,
you're getting the egg. You're getting it all. You were a perfect storm.
Gross.
Brewing.
They were good. They were so good.
So gross.
None for you, though. Ugh. I like deviled eggs, but as long as they're not super mayo-y, mayonnaise-y, that's gross.
I don't like them. Pickled pig's feet.
I'm going to say no.
You know what?
Or pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs. That's another one. It's terrible. Pickled anything other than a pickle.
Pickled okra is all right.
Don't like it.
I used to eat that a lot.
I like fried okra.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Okra. Yum.
This new fad.
Ew.
I have to admit, I haven't tasted this. It just looks gross to me. But people seem to love it. They call it a boba tea.
Oh.
It's a tea with fish balls in it?
No, it's not.
What the hell is that? Balls of phlegm?
That's what it. So I don't like boba tea because the flavor's fine. It's the texture. To me, it feels like you're sucking up a loogie out of the bottom of your drink, and not okay.
You're not selling it.
It's not good to me. It's not good. Don't try it. Because I'm like, the tea part's good, and they're okay, but it's the texture. It's so gross.
Yeah. I mean, are we out of regular foods to eat that people are inventing things like this? I don't.
A lot of people like them, and
I know.
The milk teas and stuff are good. It's just I can't. No boba for me.
Ugh.
But it's kind of the texture of tapioca, but just like
I like tapioca.
Big old tapioca beads instead of just tiny little ones. So maybe it's because I like tapioca.
I like tapioca. My wife does not like tapioca.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just like because it's just big surprise and they're huge.
Yeah, I don't understand that. So, and another gross food, and this is one of those things you see on Facebook or whatever, and you scroll by weird foods, and that's that dancing squid.
I had never heard of this until recently. It's
horrifying.
It sounds horrifying.
You take
this. Tell us about it. Yeah.
So I mean, I like calamari.
Yeah. I like squid.
It's good. It's delicious.
Cooked squid is great.
These things come out in a bowl. And they take this little baby squid, and he's whole. He's not like chopped up or anything. And he's dead, and he's gooey, all gooey looking. And then they take like the wasabi or soy or whatever, and when they pour it on it, it has some sort of reaction, and its things start moving around on there, and then they grab it and eat it. I'm like, that's disgusting. Why? Why would you do that?
That does sound disgusting. But isn't it kind of raw? Like, is it cooked?
Yeah, no, I think it's raw.
Yeah, that's not okay. I like cooked squid, but not like that. No,
that's gross. Disgusting.
Yeah, that sounds nasty. I mean, why would you want to? I mean, I'm sure the soy is good and adds flavor, but why would you want to simulate that your food is still alive when you eat it?
That's a
I feel like that opens up a lot more issues.
So, as we wind down on the food faux pas, it's going to get a little personal.
Oh, is this my
intervention? So, Rachel?
Oh, no.
No. Tell me, what weird thing do you do that people would think, well, that's gross? What do you and I know this is hard for you to think about because you don't think it's gross.
I mean, I don't think I do anything that's gross. I mean, real talk. So sometimes I'll make cookie milk is what it's called. And it's just, instead of dipping your cookies in there, you just put them in there. And then they break up and it's like cookie dough. And it's really good. And I don't know. It's something, it's kind of like the whole cornbread and milk thing, except it's cookies. And it's specifically the like Chips Ahoy ones, the ones that are super dry that like come apart. Just a little bit of milk and a cookie together, and just that's essentially what it just turns into.
I know people like,
and it's good,
dipping their cookies in milk. My wife loves it. She won't eat Chips Ahoy without it. Mm-hmm. Me, I don't like it. I don't like soggy. I want the crunchy of the Chips Ahoy. But I can see where that would be gross. But I'm sure it's tasty.
But it is good. I mean, that's probably the weirdest thing. Otherwise, the other weirdest thing would just be the fact that I'm not a sauce person.
Yeah, that is weird.
And apparently that's weird. But I don't think, I mean, we're not, my parents and stuff, they're not really sauce people either. Like when we, especially when we go to like a drive-through and they ask if we want sauce, no. I mean, if you're going through a drive-through, typically you're like needing fast food, like to eat on the run. Why would I be trying to dip fries in ketchup while I'm driving? I mean, practicality. So
that's an issue.
So that's part of the reason. And another is just, no. It's fine like it is. It's most of the time.
All right, so I have a few things people think is weird.
Apparently, he's real gross.
I'll start with one. This is something I did as a kid, and I still do it. As a matter of fact, I prefer it.
Yikes.
I will eat SpaghettiOs. I like SpaghettiOs.
I know you do.
Right out of the can. I do not want them heated. That's gross. They don't get better once they're heated. They get worse.
I don't really find that weird.
Really?
Temperature doesn't really bother me most of the time. I'll eat cold pizza out of the fridge.
Cold pizza.
I'll eat stuff out of the fridge cold.
Yeah, I'll do that.
A lot of times.
I do that too. I like cold pizza, cold,
and the
spaghetti and meat sauce cold is fine with me.
I mean, I've eaten cold salmon out of the fridge. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it's just, that stuff doesn't really bother me.
What about cold fried chicken?
I don't really eat fried chicken.
No, I'll eat cold fried chicken.
That's a weird thing. I don't like to eat meat on the bone.
That is weird.
Yeah. Like it, and
that's chicken.
I'll
ribs.
Always prefer chicken tenders. I don't really eat a lot of red meat. So, yeah, chicken, just meat on the bone grosses me out. Because I immediately think like super morbid thoughts.
Stop.
And I'm like, this was alive. I'm literally eating a limb off a body. And that's what
delicious, tasty, juicy limb.
Because that's what it makes me think. I'm like, we're meat too. So when it's like a chicken wing, I imagine someone ripped off a person's arm and that's what you're eating.
When things go bad.
It gets morbid real quick. So, yeah.
I'm saying.
That's why. Because it just gets real dark.
Anyway.
But yeah,
SpaghettiOs right out of the can. Even the SpaghettiOs with the Franks right out of the can. I don't care.
The canned chicken a la king is good out of the can without heating that up either. Chicken a la king?
No.
Have you ever had it?
Yes.
It's
that was another one of the things I would have thrown in generational.
It is a generational thing, and it's so hard for us to find. But when we do, we clear out the whole stock of it because it's so good. And a lot of people will have like chicken a la king, just eat it or on toast. But
with cheese.
No. This is what you need: chicken a la king and chow mein noodles. It's so good. And apparently we eat it like that because of a family friend of my parents. They introduced him to that. Because my dad will eat it on toast and stuff, but the chow mein noodles, that's where it's at. No cheese, just chow mein and that. And it's really good. I guess it's a weird combo, but it's really good. And and it tastes great just straight out of the can without heating it as well. Yeah. I mean, I usually heat it, but it's still good.
So here's something else I do. I like fried eggs. I prefer fried eggs over a scrambled egg anytime. But when I go out to a restaurant, if I can get hash browns and fried eggs, then you just mix it all together.
Ew, you like runny eggs too?
Oh, I love them. And then you get the gooey egg in there with the hash brown, because hash browns are typically dry, so you get so I think that's more of a
extra thing.
Maybe. God, but it's so good.
I don't like runny eggs.
It is so good.
Oh.
And then another thing I did as a kid, I don't do it anymore, but I would, I guess. I don't have a problem. I would get ice cream, and if you put like chocolate syrup or whatever on vanilla ice cream, then I'd sit there and stir it up and mix it so that you didn't eat it like
that's
solid.
Not weird. I don't think that's
I liked
weird.
it soupy.
That's not weird.
That's not?
No.
That seems weird.
I don't put chocolate sauce on my ice cream, but everybody I know usually not everybody, but a lot of people I know mix it together.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe not like,
but I'll make it till it's like a
chocolate
shake.
Yeah,
I think that's where I like it.
But that's still not that odd.
I prefer soft serve over regular ice cream. But
unless it's Bluebell.
Well, unless it's homemade vanilla, it's delicious. But yeah, I like it so that it's almost just creamy, just where you could drink it. That's the way I like it.
I like it I barely want to nuke it. I want it to not be soupy at all. I want it to be so cold. But I've never had a brain freeze. So I think
those are terrible.
Never ever had a brain freeze. So maybe that's why I like it really cold, because I don't have that.
You don't have that issue.
Terrible. Yeah, never ever. I could just chug a whole snow cone and not have any problem.
Like an ice pick through your eye.
I'm glad I've never experienced it. And that's weird.
Here's something else that's weird. I didn't have it on my list, but cereal. Mm-hmm. When I eat cereal, specifically like Frosted Mini Wheats or Life or something like that, I will let it sit in the milk.
I like it
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it gets a little bit soggy. But otherwise, that's fine with me. Yeah,
But you don't like soggy cookies.
I don't like soggy cookies, but I like soggy cereal.
I'll eat soggy cereal.
That's my favorite part, is the soggy of the cereal.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a problem with like Captain Crunch or one of those, because it's like eating glass shards. You're bleeding blood everywhere, and you're like, it's so good.
So if it gets all soggy, it's not so bad.
It's not as bad.
Well, in like the cereals that aren't real sweet like that, like just plain Raisin Bran, I'll put Splenda in my cereal.
Well, I don't put Splenda, but I do sprinkle a little extra sugar on my Raisin Bran.
Sugar. I put like Splenda or Sweet and Low. Yum!
Yeah.
Or like Honey Bunches of Oats. A little Splenda. Good. With almond milk. Where's that?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard us ramble on along about weird foods.
We're all excited about these tasty foods.
Yeah, I'm hungry again. Anyway,
we've got pie.
We do have pie.
Yes. So not apple pie and no cheese.
No,
this is the good.
But listen, thanks for joining us on this interesting food episode.
Yeah,
we hope you learned something. Probably didn't. But
learned something about us.
You definitely learned something about us.
And the generational things.
Like some generational
so
stuff.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't heard these weird combinations.
Tell us your weird family recipes. What did you grow up eating that was strange that you don't see anymore,
or anybody's
ever heard of?
Yeah.
We'd like to know. Share it with us. Send us a picture. Why don't you make some of it? Send it to
on
dry ice, of course.
Of course.
Or invite us over for dinner. We don't care.
Yeah, come on.
We're happy for that. Anyway, you've made it to the end. We appreciate you joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our website,
right?
www.that'sokaypodcast.com, or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at That's Okay Podcast.
Yes. Yep. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have something to say, drop it in the comments, or you can go to the website and leave us, little tidbits on things that you want to
You can contact us through there too.
Yeah.
You can send us an email. So if it's something that's that weird, you're afraid to post it in public.
Absolutely. Send it straight to us.
And then we'll post it in public.
With anonymous
we won't do
anonymous written on it.
Yeah.
We won't tell. But yeah, absolutely. So leave us a little bit of information about what you want to see, or how we're doing, and we'd love to hear from you.
We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye.